Hello, welcome back to Food and Whatever. This is your host Christina. Today we are going to be making raviolis using egg roll, spring roll wrappers. These things are not only for Asian, but I've actually learned how to make raviolis out of them. You can actually make big raviolis out of the whole thing, or you can actually make mini raviolis. Today I'm going to be doing the mini raviolis, something very quick and simple. The dough on the egg rolls, actually, it's great for this. It cooks really quickly. I'm also going to have balsamic vinegar. I have the meat flavored pasta sauce. If you don't have time to make your own marinaras or meat sauce, you can go ahead and use this. And you can actually change the flavor by adding your own ingredients as to balsamic vinegar or cayenne pepper, or adding chunks of onions, mushrooms, whatever it's your taste. I also right here have an egg wash. All you really need is just one egg and crack it into a bowl, and you're gonna whisk it with a fork. That is gonna be the glue for your egg rolls to stick, sheets to stick to make the raviolis. And of course, my lovely first host, my kosher salt, and my second host, black pepper. And I have Italian seasoning for the fact that it is Italian. This right here is about 3 to 5 ounces of meat. Since I'm making mini raviolis, I don't really need that much. And this is the leftover onion that I have, and 1 clove of garlic. Because I am gonna cook this and I need to cool off the meat, I don't want it to be too hot. I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking that first. And to my pan, I have over here, I have a pan heating up around medium heat. I'm gonna be adding a tablespoon of oil to it. And I'm not gonna boil my ravioli. Like I said, this wrappers are very thin, so they'll cook faster. I'm actually gonna heat up the marinara and cook the ravioli in there. I've actually done this for a party, and for a friend's party, and I did mini raviolis for about 30 people. It was a lot of raviolis, to tell you the truth, but they turned out to be very good. Right now what I'm doing is I'm thin slicing my garlic, which I'm going to go ahead and cook with my meat. And if you don't like getting the stickiness of the garlic on your fingers or the smell, it kind of sticks along, you can always buy your jar of garlic that comes already chopped for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add my meat to the pan, and with a fork I'm just going to go ahead and break it apart. And this is ground beef. If you don't like red meat, or if you don't want to eat ground beef, you can use ground chicken, you can use ground pork, ground turkey. You can actually make cheese raviolis, whatever your heart desires. I'm going to go ahead and chop a little bit of onion. Again, this is left from a previous show, so I'm just going to do a little bit of onion. I cut it in slithers, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish chopping it. I'm going to go ahead and add the onion and the garlic to my meat. I'm going to go ahead and add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt to the meat. And 1/8 of a teaspoon. If you like yours a little bit peppery, you can always add more. But I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of pepper. This is just 1/8 of a teaspoon, and it's basically like a dash. I'm also going to add 1/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And go ahead and mix your meat. Alright, as you can see, this is already cooked. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off the heat. It doesn't have to be 100% cooled down, but I prefer for it not to be too hot right now. And it will heat up once you put it in the sauce with your raviolis. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it in here real quick. To the raviolis, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the package, and you gotta be very, very careful with them. Like I said, they are very, very thin. They will rip on you like real easy. Depending on the size that you want, again, you can actually cut a big ravioli out of this, or you can make it as small as you want. You can probably even make like little tortellis out of them, wrap them. But this is, you gotta be very careful so you won't tear them. So I'm just gonna use 3 different sheets. And what you're gonna do is you wanna first brush the bottom layer that you're gonna be using. And I'm just gonna do 2 for now so I can show you exactly what you're supposed to be doing. As that's going, I'm gonna go ahead and start heating up my sauce. And I'm gonna use a pan over here, and it's gonna be at medium heat. Then I'm actually gonna have it also. I'm gonna use about half a cup or a whole cup, depending on how much sauce you like in your raviolis. I myself gonna use a cup because I'm gonna have a few raviolis in here. And be careful that you do not burn yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and add a whole tablespoon of the Italian seasoning. And I also want to go ahead and add a little of balsamic to mine. And I'm going to add half a teaspoon of the balsamic vinegar. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix this very well. And you want a little bit watery because you are going to be cooking your raviolis in the same sauce. So I want to go ahead and taste this to make sure it has the correct seasoning for me. That's actually perfect. Okay, so now that my sauce is ready to go, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my meat from the fridge. Using another spoon, I'm gonna go ahead and place them. I'm gonna make 4 raviolis out of this. So I wanna be mindful that I do need the spaces to make sure that I seal my ravioli. You don't want to put pieces of meat everywhere. Okay. Gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make sure that this one has egg wash on it. And what you want to do is you want to lay it on top and kind of mark where the closings are with your knife. You're going to cut through the middle. You're going to turn it and cut again through the middle. Mine are pretty good sized raviolis. What I do is I press them, making sure that it sticks. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same procedure that I've done before with the knife. With the fork, pressing down just to, 1, it gives it a cool look, and 2, it helps you seal it. And right there I have one whole ravioli. It has a little bit of air pocket, but you can actually take those out. I'm gonna go ahead and finish those. And once I'm done, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in the sauce so it can start cooking and we can actually taste them. Okay, so out of 2 sheets by the magic of cameras, I went ahead and did 8 raviolis. And again, these are very decent sizes. You can actually make them smaller, you can make them bigger, and you can stuff them with whatever. I have mine stuffed with some ground beef, garlic, and onion, as you saw. And believe me, they will be very easy to make, very quick to cook, and they taste delicious. Most people don't even believe when I serve these that I make them with spring rolls or egg roll shells. My sauce is ready to go. If it does reduce, don't be afraid to add a little bit of water, because you want that liquid to help cook your raviolis. I see that mine reduced a little bit as I was making the raviolis, so I am going to add a little bit of water. And if you have red wine, you can also add red wine to it. You just want a nice flavored sauce to go ahead and cook with it. And the great thing about it is, instead of cooking it in water that's kind of blah, you can actually cook it in the sauce and it will pick up all that flavor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place it. You don't want to cook them all at the same time. You do want to have that little space. So I'm cooking 3 at a time. And I could go ahead and switch. Once those are done, could go ahead and add a little bit more. But right now, as we are doing this, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the temperature. I want this sauce to really start boiling so my raviolis can cook. And they will cook really, really quickly. For the simple fact that as you saw, the eggshell wraps are very, very thin. They don't take long to cook at all. You do want to make sure that your raviolis do cook to temperature, and you do not want to serve the pasta or the the egg roll sheets to be raw whatsoever. Because this is so small and they're not too stuffed, they will cook even faster. If you do fill them up very thick with filling, they will take a little bit longer. You want your filling to be hot in the middle. You don't want to have hot, nice pasta, hot sauce, and a block of coldness in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead, and they're literally almost done. I'm going to separate that away from the hot pan so that way it won't get burnt. And to this, I'm going to go ahead and add some Parm grated cheese. I wish I had an actual block of Parm to put it on, but unfortunately I don't, so I'm using these. But it's good tasting, so I'm not judging, but just the gooiness and the smell of the old Parm, it's amazing. Anyways, the pasta is cooked, it's very thin, it breaks apart as you can see, and it's full of that the meat filling that I did earlier. And again, you don't have to use meat. You can even have sauteed vegetables in it. You can do whatever you want as your heart desires. But let's go ahead and taste it. It's actually very good. It's al dente too. If you don't like al dente, you can actually let it cook a little bit longer. But this is the easiest way that you can make quote unquote semi-homemade raviolis. And all you need is just a spring roll egg roll wrapper, so you can actually find at the Asian market for less than $3. And they actually bring a lot of wrappers, so if you want to impress anybody, you can make a lot of homemade raviolis and just do an array of different types of fillings and make all types of sauces. And that's always, as I say, Thank you for watching. Hit me up on foodandwhatever.com. I would love to see more of the blogs, comments that I've been receiving. And if you have any food that you've done and wanted to put up your pictures, I would love to see them too. Soon we're going to be putting in our bloopers, and believe me, we got some very, very funny ones. And thank you for watching. Have fun, enjoy, and God bless.